Creator Breakfast starts right now.
Welcome to the stream. How's everyone on this fine Saturday? Don't know what time it is where you are. Well, Senithi, he's at 5 p.m. over where he is, where I am. Oh yeah, we're coming up on 11 p.m. But wherever you are in the world, it might be breakfast, it might be lunch, it might be dinner. But we'd like to call it the Creator Breakfast. So welcome everyone. The first thing we always like to do is get into the shout-outs, and that's shouting at the people who are coming in and coming into the chat and dropping a comment saying hello, all the above. Let's jump into that first of all, just as people are filtering into the show, as they do. Before the stream, we had James. James is here. He was definitely the first. He was here pre-show at about, he was about half an hour out. I think he came past real early. Just as we went live, of course, Ben, 88 Ghosts, is here. Welcome. And as I mentioned before, Senithi is here. Peter, Dell, g'day, as he says. How delayed is the stream? Only by seconds. It's like sub 10 seconds between me saying it and you hearing it, if that's what you mean. This is my normal time. Because I like to match my time up with US time, so when they go daylight, it's an hour later for me technically, but I go live around or just before 8 a.m. Eastern, which is nice and early before all the US people get up. It allows everybody internationally to join me as well. And the US people will filter in as they wake up. Let's... Jing is here. Welcome, Jing. Wow, just in time. Absolutely. He's coming at us from Malaysia. There you are. You're on about the same time zone as Nick Nimmin there in Thailand. So you're about, you're 2 hours behind me, time zone wise. Breakfast. It's breakfast somewhere in the world. Breakfast somewhere in the world. Who else is here? Donna's here. Donna, just being real, is here. Welcome. And we're going to get right into it. As more people come in, we'll give them a shout out as they come into the chat, which is what we normally do. Try and pick up everybody if we can, is what I like to try and do anyway. So how's everyone's week been? Let me know how your week's been. We're just under a week from Christmas. If you celebrate Christmas, then Christmas is next Friday. If you celebrate something else, that's cool. I don't know what dates they are because I'm in Australia. Christmas is the major holiday. I know that's the same in the US, but whatever you celebrate, it's generally a festive season this time of year. Let us. I can see there's a question for me already. We're going to hit that in just a second. And just before we do that, KTP Wrestling is in house. Welcome. Let's go hit the first question of the day. Oh, by the way, that's what this is all about. So it's a Q&A. So anytime during the stream, if you've got a question for me, just pop it in the chat. If the chat gets busy, maybe stick a Q in front of it or the word question, just so I know it's a question and it's not a conversation that you're having with someone else, because, you know, that's what we have going on in the stream. Sometimes it's some conversations in the chat, which is awesome. I encourage it 100%. Everyone's saying hi to each other, answering questions, different things like that. Let's get into it. And I see we've got a spam already, so I'll take care of that with my magical moderation powers. Moderation powers. Cool. And the irony was it was a moderator to do tea who was spamming in, I think it was Italian or Spanish. I don't read Italian or Spanish. If you've got a question for me, make sure it's in English so I understand it. I try and understand the best I can. I have trouble with English sometimes. Okay, back to the question. The first question I see here, I haven't read it yet, but it says, I will ask the first question. I'm about to start a channel with my friends. What are the basics that me and my friends should know? That's a question. That's a very broad question. Work out what people's roles are going to be, if there's going to be different roles. You don't want every random person deciding they want to upload their own little video to your channel at the same time. So let things be coordinated, maybe calendar videos as to when they're scheduled to go up. If you're making videos together, whether it's, I don't know what type of videos it is, that you put them together. Maybe one of you has put their hand up to be an editor, so let them edit. Maybe someone's put their hand up to be a camera person, so let them do that. Maybe some people who are doing some, if it's like pranks or acting or comedy, maybe they're going to do some sketches or whatever. So they might be the talent. But obviously there might be, and you might decide that somebody's going to be the back end person who's going to do the uploads, make sure the thumbnails are done, make sure that everything that you put on the video to make it happen, tags and titles and descriptions and all that sort of stuff. Make sure that you have, if there's going to be defined roles, that there are defined roles and everybody understands what those roles are. If you're doing it as a team, like I'm a solo creator, I don't have a team, I don't work with anybody else in regards to my channel. So I make all the decisions, I do everything. But for a group, it's probably a good idea to have defined roles to decide who is doing what, so that it's not every man for himself on one channel, because that would be a disaster. So that's my tips. That's my tips. I'm going to start there. I'm going to end it there, because, you know, if you have specific questions, of course, ask more questions. We'll get those. We'll get those happening. But yeah, it's something that people don't think about sometimes, is that if you're doing something in a group, does everybody understand what their roles are and what is going on? One person might have one idea on how things should be done. Another person has a totally different idea on how things should be done. So then you have to have a discussion, have a meeting, talk about it, so that everybody's on the same page. And that's where I'll end it. That's where I'll end it. All right. Let me go down the chat here. Here we go. Yeah, let's make sure that all the cameras are working, because we haven't gone to the other camera. Let me say hello on the other camera. The M50 coming in by USB. It's a little bit shaky, a little bit fuzzy. Yeah. Anyway, let's hit the next question. It's from Peter Dell. I got a message from YouTube saying some of my older videos are getting fewer views from external websites, which result in lower views. Should I be concerned? Not really, because you're not always going to be getting traffic from external sites. Really, what you want to be promoting or getting happening is traffic from on YouTube, whether it's search, of course, is always a good one if you've got content that's searchable. Getting traffic from getting recommended and from the various parts of YouTube, on the channel page, on the home page, all the different places. So they're the ones you really want to be concerned about. But you're going to get, depending on the video, you're going to get more traffic from one place than another place, and that's okay. Just means in the past maybe you've shared your videos more, or those videos have been shared more. Now that they've been on the channel for a while, they're not being shared as much. so those shares are slowed down, so those views are slowed down. So that, that happens. That happens. So I wouldn't be concerned about external traffic. All right, Insane McLean is here. Welcome. I'm on this camera. I got to remember which camera I'm on. I had trouble with that last week. I was going to get the wrong camera for like a couple of minutes straight. Question: did YouTube get rid of able to drop your channel link? Depends on where you mean. So I'm not sure where you mean in regards to dropping a channel link. So let me know. Make sure your content is relevant. That's a good tip. Relevant content, whatever you decide that channel to be about, make sure that you keep it all on topic and relevant to what you decide. So if you decide that it's a community gaming channel, that you keep it all about community gaming, or the 1 or 2 or 3 games that you decide to play. So make it about the content. So that's a great tip. How I captured my screen on Streamlabs on iPhone. Okay, I've got videos showing you how to do the broadcast screen capture on my channel. I've got so many videos on Streamlabs at the moment. So if you go back, I'm trying to think of which particular video. It's probably covered in some of the general tutorials. But what you need to do, particularly on was it iPhone? Yeah. Now I don't have my iPhone hooked up, so let me just show you one thing that people. This is probably the main place that people would get tripped up on when doing screen recording. Okay, you can see here I'm in the. I'm going to put up to this camera because it can. If I stick it in front of my face, it should autofocus on the. Anyway, when you go into the settings. When you get into the settings, you might see something like, let's see, focus, something like that. And you can see down the bottom it says go to advanced mode. So you want to turn that on first of all. Once you've turned advanced mode on, it's going to look like, when it focuses, it's going to look like that. Now you can see up the top on the right hand side it says screen capture. That's where you've got to set up your stream first of all. You're going to go in there and set it up. Tell it you're going to Twitch or YouTube, wherever you need to go, and go through that process. Once you've gone through that process, then what you've got to do is just jump out to your menu, and then go to your control center, which is pulling down from the top right hand side, and then you'll get like your control center. And let's get the focus. You can see in the bottom left there, I've got a little circle, looks like a record button. That's the screen broadcast. When you hold that, it'll ask you. So I holded it, and then it's going to ask me where I want to send the screen recording to. In this case, it's going to be Streamlabs. So I've selected Streamlabs. And now every time I put that up, it's going to have to focus. Autofocus, there we go. And then once you've done that, then you go and click Start Broadcast, which is below. And if you need the mic on, you want to tap the mic on down there. At the moment I got it off. You want to tap that on and then go Start Broadcast. Once that starts, you should count down 3, 2, 1. And then you can jump out and just start doing like your gameplay or whatever you're streaming on your screen. You'll see a little in the top side where the clock is here. You'll see a little red band with a timer that'll tell you that you're broadcasting or recording. And that's the basic gist. That's the basic gist for that. But yeah, I do have that in a video where I actually show you the screens in better detail. I was jumping through and focusing. Next time I'll try and have my phone hooked up for the show. I know the last couple of weeks, last week and this week, I don't have it hooked up because I have my cable hooked into something else. Anyway, let's jump to the main camera here, and then we'll go back to the chat. And big shout out to Paul Peck, Drywall Tube. Paul, how are you? Paul just recently hit a few milestones there. It was 200. Was it 200,000? I think it was 200,000. Everyone's hitting 200,000. Maybe I'm thinking because I know Renee Ritchie hit 200,000 a couple of days ago. Number one Apple analyst in the world, Renee Ritchie. Also a member of the Nimminati. Okay, here's another question. I don't want to miss a question, so I'll try and get them in order if I can. How do you feel about the brand new iMovie update? It includes text customization as one of the major things. I honestly haven't tried the new iMessage. Now, is that the one on the? Is that iMessage on iOS or is that iMessage on Mac? Either way, I haven't tried either of them since the update. On flat chat with keeping up with the iOS updates and Mac OS updates at the moment on my machines. So yeah, once I try it out, I might have an opinion. But yeah, if you can do some more customization, because it was very basic and bare bone, particularly when it comes to adding text and things, it was like real simple. So if it's more customizable, then that's definitely a bonus. Peter says, Doug, is the title or the thumbnail as important? I think they're equally as important because both of them work together, hand in hand, to basically win the click or be something that's enticing enough to get the person who's scrolling through YouTube to stop. The thumbnail's going to catch their attention, so the thumbnail's got to catch their attention. But the title's got to be compelling enough for them to, okay, I see the thumbnail, I think I know what it's about. The title confirms that, yeah, I'm on the right track or qualifies what the video's about, and then they both together win the click. So I'd say they're equally as important. I wouldn't put one over the other, to be honest. Some people might say thumbnails are higher, but I think if you can get both solid, like a solid thumbnail, even if it's not like 100% the best thumbnail, but if you get a solid thumbnail and a solid title together, then that's probably better than having like a good thumbnail and a weak title, or a good title and a weak thumbnail. So if you can try and get a balance there, that's probably a winner for my mind. Any tips for song cover channels? Yeah, that's tricky because there's so many things you could talk about with song cover channels, because the big elephant in the room for song cover channels or any sort of music where you're using somebody else's music is copyright. Copyright's the big elephant in the room. So that does pose a challenge. So you want to be able to do your research ahead to make sure that the song that you're getting is something that you can use. Now, if you really want to get a channel that's going to be, you want to monetize at some point, so you want to be able to track down songs that aren't going to get copyright claimed, which means you can still use those tracks, but they're going to claim the revenue, so then you will never get any ad revenue from your channel or from that particular video at least. So that's probably the biggest challenge for me that I can see from the outside looking at a cover song channel, or talking about song covers. So you want to cover like a song from the Beatles, for example. It's like there is some copyright there. So I fully expect that there's going to be a claim involved. Any revenue is going to go to the copyright holder, whether that's a mechanical, if it's the songwriter, because it's probably not, if you're doing a cover, it's not the performance that's copyrighted. In this case, it's the lyrics and the music and the other parts that make up the song that aren't part of a particular performance. So for tips, I really don't know how you would go about that minefield if you want to monetize. Now, if you're not concerned with monetization, then you just want to make sure that the songs you're picking are only going to get claimed and not going to get a strike. It's not like somebody's like, I don't want anybody doing my material on YouTube, on the internet ever. So we're just going to issue strikes. We're going to issue a DMCA takedown. You don't want to be picking those songs. YouTube used to have what's called a music policy link where you could go to and put the song title in, who it's by, and it will tell you what would happen if you use that song. Would they claim revenue? Are you able to use it? Are you not able to use it? Are you going to get a DMCA takedown? And in most cases, most music, I think it's like commercial music wise, I think it's like 80 to 90%. The copyright holders are going to want to just do a claim. So they're just going to collect the revenue. Say, hey, yeah, use our song, but we're going to collect the revenue. Thank you very much. That's how they make their money on the copyright side of things, rather than spend money to take you to court or just issue a takedown and you know it's a hassle for them and it's hassle for you. They say, yeah, sure, use our music, but we're gonna take the revenue. Thank you very much. And so then that's better for them. That's a better outcome, and that's an outcome that they've worked out over time with YouTube and their content ID system. So yeah. How you go about knowing that information now is hard because, as I mentioned, or I was trying to mention before, is that they actually go and they used to have that feature in YouTube, which they don't have anymore because not enough people were using it. So YouTube took it away, and a lot of people are like, you know, how do I know what's going to happen? And so what they tell you to do now is like make your video, upload it unlisted or private. And they're going to test it and let you know they're going to like scan it and then let you know before you go live. So never publish anything straight up, upload it and they'll test it. But the downside for the creator is that you've already made the video. And if you get like this is probably going to get copyright claimed. So don't publish it. And then you're like, or you know, it's going to be a DMCA takedown. They don't want you using that song at all. And you're like, I performed the song, I edited it, I did all the different things, and now I can't do anything. You know, that would be heartbreaking. So, tips outside of that, I think you just need to be, if it's like from a performance point of view or editing, putting the actual content together. I think you have to be. It's definitely in that creative niche. It's not only just the performance of the music and being creative with that and your performance. It's the filming of it and the putting it together so that it's interesting to the viewer, the person who's watching it. So I think that comes with practice. So you just have to start doing that. Whether you've got a team, somebody who's a gifted editor to music, where they can make it flow with perfectly timed dissolves and other effects on your videos. I think from that point, once you get outside copyright, all comes down to the putting it together in a manner that it's entertaining, it's moving, it speaks to people like the music speaks to people. So it's a performance and an editing and a presentation. It's all around the packaging at that point and how you get that out to people. So and I think that comes with practice. Like I don't consider myself a great creative editor. I do how-to content, so it's a lot simpler. But you know, being creative, like in my former creative areas, I used to do live. Do multi-camera live switching for music performances and spoken word stuff as well, like conferences and things like that. But there would be music components to that. I've even done some concerts and different things, whether I'll be a camera person or switching a multi-camera where you have to make something happen live, maybe not with any rehearsal or knowing the songs in advance, unless you've like sat in on rehearsal or something like that, and making it flow and making it flow with the feel and the timing of the music. So I sort of know what you need to do there. I think the thing is with pre-recording something and to be able to edit it is you have the luxury to fine-tune things and to make it as perfect as you want it to be. And I think we'll end that one there. I'm just continuing on that one. That takes me back. That's making me reminisce. Sort of in the 90s and the early 2000s. Okay. Back to Donna's question. She said in YouTube policy they're getting rid of dropping your link. Example, your mods or viewers can put their channel links or links to other things like Amazon. Or like in a live stream situation where you dropping links in the chat. At the moment, I think you can still do that. Let me see. What can I drop a link for? In my pre-recorded links that I have, I just press a button and it drops a link. I'll be dropping a link for something that we're going to talk about a little bit later, but I'll drop that later. Let's just drop my merch link. And I've got a big green tick. So you can see there, I can see that they went through to YouTube. So at the moment, yeah. Now, for the streamer and the moderators, they should be able to do that. When it comes to general users, it just depends on the settings that the streamer has in place in their community settings, whether they're blocking links or not blocking links. There's a blocking link checkbox, which applies to comments and live streams. So, yeah. So moderators should be able to, unless something's changing that I'm not aware of, and like I moderated a live stream last night, and in that particular live stream, we have to drop links on a fairly consistent basis because we're getting people to submit stuff at a link, and we're referring them to what they need to do here and there, and some promotional stuff and different things like that. So we're dropping links on a continual basis. But currently, the way I understand it is the streamer can drop a link. This is even with the block links on. The streamer can drop a link and the moderators can drop a link. The viewers cannot drop a link. And whether they can or not on live streams with that off, I'm not sure. I know definitely in comments, if they've got the block links checked, then it goes to hell for review, and the creator has to approve that before it gets seen by people. So that's my current understanding. So if that's changing, then I'll keep my ears and eyes open on that one. Okay, there's a lot of questions today, so let me just try and hit the questions in a bit of more of a succinct, I think is the word, manner. And there's people probably coming in that I haven't seen yet, and I will get to you soon. And that's interesting. I say, have I got Nightbot going on here? I just saw Nightbot do something. Anyway, let me pull this back up. What if all my thumbnails had some background, but just had a different stuff on the front? What, like me? I have my color palette. I have like some certain blue, like you see, I got a fair bit of blue on my set as well. Yeah, say that's the color is part of your branding, then that's fine. So the background's similar, and that's what you use on all your thumbnails, and that's like part of your branding. So that's a thing you could do. What do you want to see from YouTube in the new year? For me, it's being able to enable slow mode as a mod, because the channel mod needs it. Yeah, sometimes I feel on certain streams that I mod for that would be really nice to have that feature. I understand why it's the streamer's decision, but they have to really dive into the back end of the YouTube to actually turn that on and off. So yeah, that's an interesting one. Oh, the iMovie update on iPad and iPhone. I'll have to check that out. I'll definitely check that out because I was using it a month or two back, but obviously it's been updated since then. All right, how do you get your video recommended? Does it happen automatically? If yes, what is the criteria to get your video recommended? It boils down to your video resonating with the people who have already come in to watch it. So if you put your video up, your subscribers and a few other people come in and watch it the first time, how they respond to your video, like do they stay and watch it to the end, or do they watch the first 30 seconds and then click away? That's a big one. Then, do they, are they enjoying it? Is there other things? Are they liking it? Are they commenting? They're not so huge, but in the end, they look at how the first group of people that they show it to are clicking on it. Are they clicking on it? First of all, they get the impressions. Do they click on it? If they click on it, how far through are they watching it for a certain amount of time? So there's an element of watch time that's building up on your video over time. And if the right things happen and how other people are performing and what other people are looking for, it's going to pick a group of people to show that thumbnail and that title to. and how those people react to it is going to decide whether it gets recommended out to more people, and then the same thing happens and then recommended out to more people. So when you get a viral video, you get a high amount of engagement on a video. They're watching it all the way through. They're sharing it with people. A lot of things going on there. And then that YouTube says, hey, this video is really resonating with a lot of viewers. Let's show it to more people who are into similar types of content and see how they like it. And then that snowballs. It becomes a snowball. It's like a literal YouTube snowball. It snowballs, and then you get a massive hit of a video. Now, with a lot of my videos and how-to content, it sometimes works the opposite way, where it will just sit slowly and accrue views and watch time for maybe weeks or even months. And then it hits like a critical mass, and then YouTube starts to share it at that point, because they don't care how old the video is. They want to share it out if it's relevant to the person watching. I could go on, but I won't. I'm so far behind in the chat. Each video, how many playlists should they appear in? Does it matter? Like, you could have one video in multiple playlists. It doesn't really matter how many playlists they're in. What I think is probably more important is how many videos are in a single playlist. So if you send someone to a playlist, then how many videos do you want them to watch? If they see that a playlist has 30 videos in it, they might sort of decide not to even start watching that playlist. But if you say you've got 4, 6 to 8 videos in a playlist, that might be, oh yeah, I'll start watching this and see how far through I get, and then I'll start watching a video, then the next video, then the next video. So I think that's the actual more important thing from that point of view in regards to that. But yeah, I don't think there's an issue with having one video in, say, 10 playlists. If that playlist is relevant for that video or the topic, or however you're setting your playlists up. And I've got to stop bumping this. Chris is here. Construction Cronies, morning. This is probably a really old post. Let me get down here. I'm getting down to... it's Raina's here. Hey, Doug, sorry for disturbing you again. But like, I was creating a countdown for Christmas on Nightbot through the YouTube live chat. I'm a moderator, and this is the code I used. Okay. Yeah, I remember we were talking about Nightbot the other day in the comments. Yeah. Comments, this is advanced coding that I haven't really even done on Nightbot myself. For some reason, I have Nightbot turned on my channel, and it actually... referred you to a link. I think that's my channel ID or something. I think. Oh dear. I didn't even know if it was invalid as a mod. I can add commands through YouTube live chat. Tell me what went wrong. Yeah, I'm really not sure. I'm not sure how Nightbot does those things. Whether they allow you to moderators. I know with say the Streamlabs chatbot, there's certain commands that moderators can perform, and some they can't. And then if you do custom ones, the streamer can decide whether they want moderators to be able to activate it, or whether it's something that's available to everybody, or whether it's just for the streamer. But I'm not really sure how I'm so rusty on Nightbot, I'm not really sure how Nightbot do that, unfortunately. A tip that you say a lot, but you don't see a lot of people following that tip. That's a good question. Let me think about that one. If I think of something, I'll come back to it. What happened to reviewing channels? I did it a month or two back, and then I did it the following week because I had so many people sort of say yes to my channel, and I couldn't get through them all before Nimmin Live, and then I did that, and then I want to take a break the following week. I didn't, because I don't want to make it like an every week thing. But I am overdue, so in the new year, I'm going to try and do a segment that I like to call Check My Channel, and I'm going to do it once a month. So starting in January, I'm going to do Check My Channel once a month, and then I'll be only probably taking for one stream, maybe 3, because my stream's only like an hour or so. So maybe do 3 max. Because then if the whole stream becomes looking at channels, then I don't get a chance to answer these sorts of questions either. And I know people always have questions. Can your mod drop? Let's see. Have I got a mod in the house that can drop one? I don't have any mods here to try it, but I'll test it. I know I was dropping links I was a mod in a stream yesterday, and I was dropping links, and I drop. And occasionally, actually, Nimmin Live, I don't drop links often because Nick doesn't like links being dropped too often. But on occasion, he'll say drop a link for that, so I'll drop a link for that. On D streams, I tend to drop his link to his Q&A form and things like that, which is cool. All right. Popped Heat is in the house, probably been here for a while. I'm finally getting down to chat. And also, White Noise Studio is here. Excuse me. Good afternoon, morning, evening, and yeah, whatever time it is. I believe here's a question. How can streamers set up a live chat watch list? Live chat watch list. We can't use Nightbot commands if we don't want them to know that we're placed on it. A watch list. Is that like a, hey, you've been acting up in the chat and I want to put you on some sort of list? Is that what the watch list is for? I've never looked into that. So yeah, I don't know the answer for that, but interesting. I do play around, like I was in before the stream today. I was actually in the CloudBot for Streamlabs. So in theory, I should be able to do the following. Let's look at the chat. Let's see if this works. I'm watching the chat. Am I going to get a response from Streamlabs? Parameter available. It works, but it doesn't work. I think that's a Twitch thing. I don't think YouTube has a time on stream feature. But if we're on Twitch, that will work. There we go. And Matt is here saying good morning from the US. Good morning. Good morning. I am catching up on the chat because I just accidentally got scrolled to the bottom and I didn't have to scroll back up too far. How do some people make playlists which can be filtered by season and have a custom banner on the top? The season thing, it's not a feature on YouTube. Like you see some big YouTubers with it. It's because it's something special that YouTube used to allow some big YouTubers to do. They had to go through their partner manager to get that feature. It's not something that's just open to us regular YouTubers. That's where you have like a season and episode number, like a TV show. So if you were doing like what's an example? I think MKBHD had a series on retro tech. I think they allowed him to have that because it was it's like a co-production between him and YouTube. So they allow it for those sorts of special circumstances. But yeah, you can't get that on that. Now to get a custom banner, there isn't a custom banner feature, and that might have been something that was associated with that same feature. But a little tip is what you can do is upload a video unlisted and put the thumbnail you want for your playlist as like a 1 second video, and put that on there, and then make it the first video in the playlist. So it plays for a second and then it just auto rotates to the second video. So then it will show, because basically playlists show the thumbnail for the first video in the playlist. So that's a little hack if you're wanting a custom thumbnail for a particular playlist. And Sticky Art is here saying hello. Nimminati plays, says, hi, my friend, I'm new. Welcome to the stream. New first time. Links stop working for me when I live stream. So you can't drop links on your own stream. That's interesting. I'm not sure what that's about. I know, just in the last day or so, I was looking at... I just saw a notification. We shall talk about that soon. I did see some flaky things on a particular live stream that I was moderating on last night. There was 3 moderators in the stream. Well, there's 4 actually, but one of the moderators couldn't post at all. Like everything they were commenting would not show up to anybody. But then he sent me screenshots, and I could see that he was posting links. He was just saying hello and doing things. He just wouldn't show up at all. And then we went over to another stream where he was just a general viewer, and he was typing comments, and I could not see them. Mine would come up, but his wouldn't come up. So I don't know if YouTube's been a bit buggy, maybe since Google and YouTube had an outage last, I think it was last Monday morning, US time. It was sort of my Monday evening where they were out. Google services were all out, YouTube included, for like an hour. So I don't know if that's related or just a coincidence. So if something's going on there, I'm not sure what that is. Ceda or Ceda commerce classes. I'm not sure how you say that. Hello, welcome to the stream. I try and pronounce it the best I can. And yes, it wasn't available because it's a Twitch parameter. Okay. How can we smooth live stream with a low SPS? That's a difficult one, because without having sufficient upload speed, it's very hard to get a good stream out. What you want to do is reduce, don't attempt like 1080p, maybe drop it back to 720. Like, I think this is even going out at 720. I don't think I'm going, let me check. I can check this. I think this is 720. Are you going out? Oh, yeah. Yeah, this one's going out max to 720. Actually, my iPad was only showing me 480. But yeah, keep it resolution down. And then you may have to experiment with the bit rate. You want to maybe lower the bit rate a bit. But if you're giving it less data, then it's going to start looking a little bit choppy. But you don't have the bandwidth to give it the data to actually get up there. So you're either going to go too much data and hit drop frames because it can't, the bandwidth isn't there to handle the data, or you drop everything too low that it's just going to become really, the frame rate's going to be really poor, basically, like low FPS. Like, gamers know what I talk about, low FPS. So without a decent internet connection, that is hard. So make sure you do everything you can. Even if you're like got a good internet connection, make sure you're connecting to your router by Ethernet and not by Wi-Fi. That helps. But yeah, if your ISP's upload speed is not good, all you can do is attempt to get more upload speed. If you can go on a higher plan or something like that, which I know can be hard or not be available at all. And it can be a challenge. It can be a challenge. A lot of chat getting lost. Yeah. I think there's something flaky going on with the YouTube live stream in the last day or so. Yusuf is here. Welcome to the stream. I go from blue to grey in one message, then stays blue in the next one. YouTube needs to get their act. Blue and grey. Oh, you mean like from like your name is a blue for the moderator, and then you say something and it's grey like you're a normal viewer? I think I understand what you mean. Yeah, I think there's something up with live stream chats at the moment. So there could be somebody in here that's saying stuff and I might not be seeing it at all. So if that's happening, it's not me ignoring you. It's maybe YouTube being silly. Oh, here's Charlie, Midnight Man. It's 4x4 in the house. Look out, we have a moderator. I have another doubt. Like in Nightbot, we could add like a manager who gets access to full Nightbot of a particular streamer. Is it possible to do the same for Streamlabs? I'm not sure. I was in the CloudBot and Streamlabs like in the half hour before the stream started, just looking at some of the CloudBot stuff. I know that there is options to make certain commands available in the chat for the moderator. But I don't think they get back-end access into like Streamlabs to do that. I think there's certain things they can do in the chat with commands. I think there's some ability there. I think that might be it, but I'll look into that. I think you can get away with 5. I think if you've got 5 up, then 720p. A 720p stream is doable at 5 megabytes. You might be struggling to get a 1080p out. But if you had 10 at 1080p, you should be good with. But you might get away with 1080p. But if you do have issues, just dial it back to 720. It worked. I don't know what worked, but something worked. All right. And Saeed is here. Welcome to the stream. And speaking of welcome to the stream, we've had so many questions today, we haven't even got to one of the primary segments of the show where we do subscriber shout-outs. So let's head on over and get that done right now. Now, this is the part of the stream where we go to this screen here showing us the last eight public subscribers on my channel and give them a bit of a shout out. You may even be in the chat, and that's a bonus because you'll get your name shouted out. So these are the last 8 people who have their subscriptions turned on so that people know who they're subscribing to, and so then I know who's subscribing to me. So here we go. We start at the top. The top one's the most recent, by the way. Thermersa process. When everybody puts all their letters together with no spaces, I have no idea. We'll go with that. C69 Luffy Gaming is also subscribed. Dino Cards Vlog is in the house as well. Well, they're not in the house, but they subscribe. They might be in the house. If you're in the house, make sure you drop a hello in the chat. Heather Scott has also subscribed. Eco Solo Zzz has subscribed. Samantha Dark Plays YT. If you're in YT, then you're good in my books. Daily DB and Shazza Gaming YT as well. Love the YTs at the end. It just means that, yes, I'm doubling down on YouTube. That's it for the week. If you're one of those 8 and you're in the chat, just drop it and let me know. Drop it in the chat and let me know. All right. And already that countdown clock is ticking down fast. So let's get back into the chat and see what we got. Raina is... I know we can add commands through chat for Nightbot, but I'm trying to find how to do it for Streamlabs. Yeah, I'm not sure if it's adding commands or just implementing commands. For Streamlabs, I think they want you to do it through their interface, pretty much. But if you set something up that'd be triggered, then yeah, you can trigger it. You mentioned yourself. Yes, that would work. In the Garden and the Blessings is here. We've had thumbs up. Welcome. Can you tell us some streaming apps that are great? I'm glad you asked. I am glad you asked. The main ones that I've used and I would either recommend or say give it a go and see how you go with it. Now, Streamlabs probably not top of my list, even though I've done more Streamlabs videos than any other type of content on my channel. Streamlabs, especially in the last couple of months, if you've seen any of the shorts that I've done, any of the troubleshooting video I put out last Monday, all that. So Streamlabs, I reckon check it out, see if it works for you, see if it works for your needs. There's some limitations. Prism Live Studio is good. If you're doing a gameplay, particularly to Twitch or YouTube, maybe something like Stream Champ. I think that's iOS. Let me just pull up my phone so there's any others. I know some gamers like to use Omelette Arcade. I haven't really had any experience with that because I'm not a big gamer. There was a video where I did some recommendations of alternatives to Streamlabs where I talked about Prism, I talked about Stream Champ. I think I might have mentioned Omelette Arcade, but I didn't cover it. I mentioned one called Screen Record something or other, but it was pretty poor. They've had some updates. I haven't checked them out since those updates, so I'm not sure. Now, on Android, let me see if I can get this logged in. Oh, yeah, there we go. I've pretty much got the same thing. I've got Streamlabs and Prism on here as streaming ones that I've tried out. And one that I'm trying that you could add third-party cameras to, like plug a camera into like the USB-C on your Android phone. Was one called, which I found just this week, Camera Fi. So Camera Fi Live. And I could technically plug this camera in via my cam link with an adapter, and it would actually pick it up as a camera, which is pretty trippy. So yeah, so that's maybe one you could check out on Android. But the go-tos are your Streamlabs, which may work for you, or you might have issues with. And if you have issues, I just put out the video for troubleshooting Streamlabs. Some of the troubleshooting tips apply to all apps, so it's a good video regardless if you use Streamlabs or not. Prism Live Studio is probably one that I would recommend as well if you want to live stream regularly. That's, of course, if you're not live streaming directly from the app or service that you're streaming to, say Twitch. I don't think you can stream from the Twitch app, but YouTube you can do like face streaming, camera streaming from. If you are over 1,000 subscribers, of course, and have live streaming enabled. All those other third-party apps you can use at any subscriber level on YouTube as long as you've already enabled live streaming. That's my summary. Someone's dropping commands. Yeah, I didn't know I had Nightbot turned on. I think I was playing with Nightbot the other week to try and get another feature working, and I must have left it on and connected to my channel. But yeah, I don't have any commands set up with Nightbot or Streamlabs at the moment. Streamlabs in the chat is actually just the cloud bot, Streamlabs cloud bot. It isn't. I set it up, but then realised it's a Twitch feature. It doesn't work with YouTube. YouTube don't have that in their API. They don't have an uptime option in the API. So that's why it didn't work when I tested it earlier in the stream. If you want to add commands to your channel, you probably want to check out the CloudBot and Streamlabs. Nightbot does it as well, and then I think some of the other services like Stream Elements might have a bot, and there might be some other third-party bots that I can't talk about because I don't know or have not used them. But I have done a little bit with Nightbot and Streamlabs before. Yeah, the uptime command won't work, so you can try it all day. It's not going to work. 88 Ghost says, why did that get deleted? I have no idea what got deleted. Did something get deleted? I'm just looking on the main chat on YouTube because sometimes if stuff gets deleted, I can still see it on Ecamm because it's already been sent to Ecamm. But can't see anybody has. There's a couple of retracted messages. Sanidhi did retract a couple of his own messages. That's all. That's probably what you're seeing. But yeah, hey, you can try that uptime all day. You're not going to get a different result. Not going to get a different result. All right. The other thing that I want to talk about today, and I know I've got about 5 or so minutes left, maybe a little bit longer, because as we know, straight after this stream, Nick Nimmin is live answering your YouTube Q&A questions. So make sure that straight after this stream, you head on over to Nick Nimmin's channel and join in the fun. Starting 9 a.m. Eastern, which is in about 15 minutes from now. So we're going to be wrapped up right before then. But where we want to go to today is a little thing I want to show you. It's the end of the year. 2020 is coming to an end. Last week I showed you... Hang on. I've still got that screen. Last week I showed you the email that YouTube sent me as a recap of my channel from YouTube. Well, there's one you can also get from TubeBuddy. Now, you don't need to be a TubeBuddy user or be signed up with TubeBuddy to use this. It's free. You can get it. They'll scan your channel and give you some interesting statistics about your channel, and it works something like this. Let me jump on over.
Grab a fresh cup of your favorite morning drop. Create a breakfast continues.
I'm going to drop a link in the chat just as we come to the end of this segment, so you can go directly to this and look at it for your own channel. So it'll show you the stats, but it's going to show you something like this. This is what mine looks like. I've got the sound turned off for copyright reasons. I'm sure TubeBuddy's using something. Then we get a little bit of it's like a bit of an animation going on here. It starts off by giving us what statistics we had on our channel at the beginning of 2020. And I'm just going to scroll back up because it's going real quick. It's showing me the top 3 videos of the year, how many views I got on those videos. Now, they're videos that I've published this year. They're not videos from previous years that might have more views. So you can see here, at the beginning of the year, I started with... No. This is going too quick. It's going super quick. But you can scroll back and read it at the end. So it's giving me information here. And then it's giving me, hey, just a Christmas greeting at the end from the team at TubeBuddy. So now we've got to the end of this. I'll scroll back up and show you what it shows me. Let's go. Okay, so at the beginning of 2020, I had 2.83 thousand subscribers. So I had 2,830 subscribers. I had 393,000 views on my channel, and I had uploaded, at that time, 123 videos. That's lifetime, up to the beginning of 2020. During the year, my top 3 videos are, number 3 was this Streamlabs iOS UI update, which I think I put out in like September, October. So that's pretty recent. One on the new end screen editor in YouTube earlier this year when that came out. That's done very well. And the one I've done on my StreamYard tutorial on backgrounds and overlays, the best performing. So out of all the videos that I uploaded this year, this is my best video for the year. And when your views are higher than your subscriber count, then you know it's a winner of a video. It means more people watched it than are subscribing to my channel. That's pretty cool. So back in 2019, I gained 1.86 subscribers. This year, I've gained nearly 3,000 subscribers. So that's better. Last year, I gained 323,000 subscribers. This year, I've nearly doubled that to 608,000 views, I should say, not subscribers. Views. Last year, I uploaded 43 videos. This year, I've only uploaded 38 videos so far. The year's not ended yet. So I've gone down. I haven't published as many videos this year. So that's interesting as well. Now, you can see this for your channel as well. I'm going to drop the link for that in about 20 seconds. So I'm ending the year at 5.81 or 5,810 subscribers. Maybe a few more by the time we get to the end of next week. I am hitting the 1 million view mark. I don't think I've hit it yet, because I haven't seen the milestone come up. So I'm close to that. I'm about to hit that. If I hit that in the next week before the end of the year, then that's made my year. My first million views. I think I keep saying subscribers instead of views. And I have a total of 161 uploads. And there's some more information there, like likes, comments, shares, hours watched, all that fun stuff. Now, what I can do is I can share this and share my success on social media with other people. They can go through this and look at what I've done. But if you want to see what you've done, then I'm going to drop this link in the chat. You can go and check it out for your own channel. TubeBuddy will give you the stats and give you your year in review. So make sure that you take advantage of that. Did that post? Yeah, there it is. Took a little while to come through. So that is my TubeBuddy year in review. And let's go back. All right. And I've got to keep on the time. And time is running out fast. Now, let's see what I missed in the chat. I think I was up to here. Rainer says you can go to Nightbot and log in through the platform you want and then go to custom commands on the dashboard and click add command on the right, enter the code and remember to submit. Cool. That's good. I think that part you can do on Streamlabs as well. They have a part where you can add custom commands, but yeah, you have to do that on the interface. Sam McLean says, when you go live with Streamlive, does it count for your watch time? Doesn't matter what app you use to go live streaming, it does count towards your watch time because you're streaming to YouTube. Now, if you're streaming to Twitch or Facebook, then that wouldn't count. But yeah, if you're streaming to YouTube, whatever you used to stream with, whether it's the native stuff in YouTube, whether it's Ecamm, StreamYard, Streamlabs, Prism Live Studio, OBS, whatever you use, it will count to your watch time, 100%. I have no clue what this means. That's okay. That's okay. So yeah, anybody can use that link to go and check out their summary of their channel for the past year. So it's just something that TubeBuddy's put together as a Christmas gift to any YouTuber out there. You don't have to be a TubeBuddy user. You don't have to sign up for anything. It's just there as a gift to you. And I wanted to share that with you so you can check it out yourself. So if you've published any amount of videos this year and you want to see how you've done, then hey, there you go. It will give you some stats to consider. It will show you your top videos and yeah, see what you can do with that. See what you can do with that. I'm jumping to this one here because I can see the countdown is 0, and that tells me one thing. It tells me that I need to start wrapping up. So no more questions today, but I want to thank you for joining me today on Creator Breakfast. Next we'll be back. Actually, next week is Christmas. I won't guarantee that I'll be streaming next Saturday. Possibly, but maybe not. But in the new year, once we hit 2021, January, we'll be back into it. So if we do skip a week, it'll be just next week. Hopefully, unless something happens to prevent me from streaming, which I don't expect will. We'll be making it all happen. So, yeah, thanks for all the questions. You gave me a lot of questions today. You made me say a lot of words, so that's good. So hopefully that was helpful for those people who ask the questions. I don't have answers to everything, but I'll answer things the best I can. If I don't know, then I don't know. Make sure now that you head on over to Nick Dimmer's channel as we wrap this up. As soon as we're done here, head on over there because he's going to be going live in a matter of minutes. He might even pull the trigger early because that's what he does. So I'll have a little word for you and then we'll say goodbye.
Stay tuned for Nimmin Live right after the stream. Nick will answer your YouTube questions live.
Indeed, he will. He'll answer your YouTube questions live. So get on over there and get ready to submit your questions in his question form. Yes, he has so many people watching. He doesn't take questions in the chat. He takes them in a form. So he can do them in order, one at a time. Thank you for joining me again. This is Doug. And I will catch you in 2021. Catch you later. And end screen.